So I haven't always had the best experiences with tents in the past. That's why more often than not you'll see me with a tarp and bivvy on this channel. But more recently I've been utilizing tents on camps. Now I can't talk for every tent manufacturer out there, but I can for Vango, because it has been their tents that I have been trusting for my shelter. So here we are today with the Vango Hedon 100 review. So let's delve into the specs and features of this tent, and we'll begin with the fast pack bag, the compression sack. So here we are looking at a pack size of 30 centimeters by 24 centimeters, a total weight of 1.6 kilograms and a trail weight of 1.35 kilograms. The compression straps obviously allowing you to really cinch down the pack, making it extremely transportable. And one of the features I really like about this compression sack is the sheer size of it, the name. Fast pack bag. We've all encountered the issue many times trying to pack away a tent and just struggling to get it back in the bag. So this isn't an issue for the Hedon 100 with a fast pack bag. You're guaranteed to pack away your tent simply and quickly without any messing around. There is also instructions on how to pitch the tent stitched within the bag. And the contents of the fast pack bag simply consists of 13 pegs and a repair kit and the Hedon 100. No poles, it is a trekking pole tent, and we shall run through the setup now. It is extremely quick and extremely easy. Simply lay the tent down on the floor, grab your pegs and then peg out the four corners of the tent. Extend your trekking pole to 105 centimeters and insert it into the sleeve at the top of the tent and into the eyelet on the bottom of the inner tent. And repeat that process on the opposite side of the tent, into the sleeve at the top and into the eyelet at the bottom. And finally you want to use the rest of the pegs to guy out what is left on the tent. Nice, simple, easy, quick. Vango give it a pitch time of 5 minutes, and it really is that quick. After several uses, you could probably beat that if you really wanted to. So let's take a look at the exterior of the fly sheet here, Pamir Green Protex Eco fly sheet. And this is something I've now noticed in several Vango products, is this Protex Eco, created from single-use plastics with a focus on the environment. That is commendable in itself. Not only is it a benefit to the environment, it's also a benefit to you, the consumer, because it works. We have tensioning straps going all the way around the tent, giving you the ability to really get that tent taut to make that rain run off. This 70 denier polyester fly sheet consists of a 3000mm hydrostatic head rating, which is more than capable of holding off any rainstorms that the skies can throw at you. I've personally had this tent out in the rain in some heavy morning dew, and I've not had any issues with water ingress whatsoever. And just as we film this, it's beginning to rain now. But while we are on the topic of the Hedon's waterproof capabilities, I should also mention the fully taped seams and the ground sheet with a hydrostatic head of 5000mm. Fully wind and rain tested with wind and heavy rainfall to the European standard. But not only is it waterproof, but the materials used are fire retardant fabrics exceeding the European safety standard. So it's waterproof on the outside, but how's about the inside? How's about that condensation? Well, I can't really tell you much about condensation because I haven't really encountered any. And this may be in part due to the vent sitting at the top of the tent, but there's more vents than one, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. There is no snagging of the zips as we open up the door here, roll it up and hold it in place with these two elasticated loops. And these are rain stop doors, which means it's designed and structured to not allow a single drop of water to hit the inner tent. And you'll notice on the opposite side here, the same can be done. This can be rolled up and opened right out. Checking out the vestibule here, the little storage area. I say little storage area, but you have a generous amount of room in here. You can easily pack your bag up into here, be able to cook here. You're going to have no issues storing whatever you need and getting whatever you need out of the elements with ease. Keep in mind, this isn't the only storage area. The inner tent, you'll notice, is attached to the fly sheet, meaning a couple of things: a quick and easy setup, and also it doesn't get wet when pitching in the rain. And if you really wanted to go ultra light, you could remove the inner tent entirely and just use the fly sheet as a shelter. The inner tent is developed from breathable polyester, allowing any condensation to simply pass through the fabric. Additional ventilation at the top of the O-shaped door here. And there's no squeezing through here. The door opens up really nicely, allowing for easy access. And once inside, you have a really generous living space considering it's a one-person tent. It has a width of 85 centimeters at the head, 75 centimeters at the foot, and a length of 200 centimeters. You have 2 pockets right here for storing your essentials. Again, very generous with the pocket space. And on the opposite side of the wall, we have not only additional ventilation, but not only is it a vent, it also opens up to another huge amount of storage area. And of course, the vent storage area on the wall can be rolled up as well as on the door. And you want to know something really impressive about the Headon 100? You haven't got to worry about high winds or heavy rain because there's something in my tent. My 2-year-old son attempted to use the walls of this tent as a slide, and he attempted several times because I just can't tell him no. It did not budge a bit, not affected whatsoever. Now, I'm not recommending you do that, but that's quite the test of strength. Alas, not everything is perfect, and the only negative that I can think about when it comes to this tent is not the tent at all, it's the pegs. For a not so typical tent, it has typical pegs that make bending easy. Certainly not a deal breaker though. If you're like me, you've accumulated pegs over the years that you can use in replacement of these, or simply go and replace them and you're good to go. So as I mentioned at the start of the video, I'd never been all that confident in tents, but that's changed since using Vango tents. I've used the Nevis 100 with no issues. A review on that will be coming soon, and now I'm using the Headon 100 with no issues. And with Vango being in operation since 1966, that's saying something. Will these new tent manufacturers be in operation in 57 years? With some of the tents I've used previously, not likely. So if you're in the market for an affordable, high quality tent, check out Vango. And if you're in the market for a lightweight backpacking tent, check out the Headon 100. Links in the description below.